A mother is demanding justice tonight after her daughter is hit at her daycare center with a shoe. The incident caught on surveillance camera. It happened at the Destiny Development Center in Lenox.
Tonight, the center is apologizing, but the mother of the 5-year-old girl with special needs says an apology isn't enough. Carlos Saucedo live in Lenox, where he spoke to the child's mother and the center's director. Carlos.
Micah Scher, the director of the daycare, tells me that 3 staff members have since been terminated after one of them is seen throwing a shoe at a child. Tonight, the child's mother says she wants the teacher arrested for assault and child abuse, and the incident was caught on camera. The video is disturbing. Beautiful, a 5-year-old special needs girl is heard crying after being hit with a shoe thrown across a classroom by a caregiver. In the background, at least one staff member is seen laughing. The incident happened January 16th at Destiny Development Center in Lenox.
I've been knowing these people for 3 years. I really thought my baby was safe with you.
The child's mom, Michelle Jones, and aunt were disgusted after seeing the footage just this week, more than 2 weeks after the incident.
How do you have a business and you don't review the footage?
Until the parent says something.
Why do we have to wait for my niece to come and tell us, hey, my teacher hit me in the ear with a shoe?
Beautiful had told her mom about the abuse the evening it happened. Her mother confronted the director of the state licensed childcare facility shortly after, but says they were slow to respond.
The following day, she said that she went to the girl and she said, give me your story because I'm going to review the cameras. The girl's story was she was throwing shoes in another room that weren't supposed to be there, and Beautiful accidentally got hit in the ear with a shoe.
We went straight to the daycare to get answers. Are you the director, ma'am?
My school, what we stand for, it's not child abuse. We don't hire child abusers.
The center's director, Danielle Williams, says after gathering the initial complaint from the parent, she went ahead and terminated Miss Emily, the teacher who threw the shoe at Beautiful. She suspended the other 2 adults in the room after they failed to report the issue. But after reviewing the footage, they have since been fired as well. She says all the teachers go through a thorough background check.
Caregiver background check, FBI index, everything, and then the training that goes along with it. I wouldn't wish this on anybody's child, and we don't stand for it. We don't agree with it.
But Beautiful's mom says an apology is not enough and is concerned this may not have been an isolated incident.
Like anybody else who laughs at child abuse, you need to be in jail. That's what I want. Justice.
Now, the family of Beautiful, they're planning on holding a rally outside the daycare this Friday. Now, the LA County Sheriff's Department has opened up their own investigation as well. We're live in Lenox.
Yeah, they definitely needed to be fired. How you take off your own shoe, throw it at a child, and then you got the people in the background just laughing, giggling, like nothing's the problem. And she's 100% right. She does not know if this has happened before. You got to go back and review the footage, but how long do they keep the footage? That's the question. But let's go over into this next video.
Caught on camera, a preschool teacher in Inglewood taking off her shoe and throwing it at a child.
CBS LA assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. And Mike, a protest and press conference is happening outside of this facility.
Yeah, happening right now. We're just listening to some of the comments that are being made. But I first want to show you that video. It all caught on a security camera inside of that facility. Now, this happened about a month or so ago. You'll see the teacher here. She is on the left. She'll end up standing up, picking up her shoe. She notices the child doing something, takes her shoe off, throws it at the child, and it hits the child. Now, the child's mother says the child also has autism. The teacher immediately goes over to the child, appears in the video to be comforting. Now, we have blurred the teachers' faces because they have not been criminally charged with anything, but I can tell you at least one of the teachers begins to smile and almost laugh when this is happening. Now, the principal, or the director rather, of this preschool says none of the 3 teachers reported the incident to her. The director says they have all since been fired. I want to take you live now to that protest and the press conference that is ongoing just outside of that facility. This is the attorney for the family. There are community activists down there as well, a congresswoman also speaking out. But just moments ago, the child's mother also spoke out. Now, while the director in a video said everyone involved had been fired, The mother said it didn't happen instantly, and her child still had to go to school with 2 of those teachers.
My baby went to school with people who abused her and laughed for a week and a half before you fired them. Then I come up here with the Lenox Police Department and they say them 2 people who were laughing at abuse can't be charged. I can't press charges. I'm devastated.
One of the first things we did when we heard about this is we reached out to the Department of Social Services for the state who monitors preschool. We asked about the record, the history of this facility. We wanted to pull some of the reports and show these to you. They've been cited a total of 7 times since 2021. But I want to draw your attention to something specific here about one of the times they were cited. They were cited, according to the state, for leaving a child unattended on a school bus. But they also say, the state does, that the required protocol here would have been for that director to report the incident to the State Department of Social Services, something they say they didn't do. They say they have 24 hours to do it. The incident was required to be called in within 24 hours of happening. The licensee failed to call in the incident. Here's why that is relevant to this situation. The family in this, the attorneys, the protesters, they accuse the facility of not doing that same exact thing, not reporting it to the state, not telling the parents in a timely manner, and it is something they are very upset about. You heard that very emotional sound from that child's mother. Our Lauren Posen is there at the preschool as well. You'll hear a more complete story from the mom, the attorneys, everybody involved in this coming up in our later newscast, guys.
All right, we will see you then.
Absolutely crazy situation. Now, here's a question. Should the people who just laughed at abuse be charged? I think so. But what would the charge be? Failing to act during child abuse? Something like that. But I wonder why they can't be charged. Is it just because they just laughed at it? That's crazy to me. Let's go over into this AI breakdown to see if to get a little more information about this whole crazy situation. So as we know, a daycare worker at Destiny, I think that's Destiny, Development Center in the area of near Inglewood, California, was fired after surveillance footage showed her throwing a shoe at a 5-year-old girl with special needs. The incident occurred on January 9th, 2026, and sparked outrage. Let's see. I don't think it happened on January 9th. So the video shows the staff member removing her shoe, hurling it across the room, striking the 5-year-old who has autism. The child can be heard crying immediately afterward. 2 other employees were present in the room and witnessed the event, with one reportedly smiling and laughing. None of the 3 employees reported it to the director. The child mother was informed by her daughter about being hit in the ear. After reviewing the footage, the daycare center director fired all 3 individuals. See, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is investigating the incident as potential child abuse. It is not potential. That's child abuse. The director issued an apology via Instagram, and the facility is cooperating with the investigation. The director initially suggested the incident was an accident, stating that the worker was throwing a shoe into another room that weren't supposed to be there, and the child accidentally got hit in the ear with the shoe. But the video evidence contradicts the account. The child's mother expressed her trust in the facility over 3 years and is demanding the employees be arrested on child abuse and assault charges. Then we know that a protest was gathered out. Yeah, 100%. The person who threw the shoe has to be charged with child abuse. It's as simple as that. But the question is, can the 2 people who just watched be charged? It doesn't sound like the police have anything that they can charge them with. This just goes to show you have to be careful about where you send your children, because everyone's not going to have the same best interest at heart. But then you could go to these facilities who are supposed to be trained and professional with your children, handling them. And then something like this happens, and if the child wouldn't have said anything, it would just slip through the cracks. No one would have known about it. Then the question is, you don't know how much more you're missing. This could have happened to other children. This could have happened more times to her child. Something has to be done. They have to go back through way more footage. We got to go back through it. But how long? When to stop? It's a tragic situation. Someone needs to be charged. I'm happy that the little girl is all right, it sounds like. But this leads to terrible things happening where I just talked about a video a couple weeks ago, probably a couple months ago, talking about a daycare worker who punched a little girl in the face. It was either a little girl or a little boy. They punched him in the face. Beat on the child. It's a problem. And they got to be something more than just child abuse. That's jail time, a lot of jail time. You're charged with taking care of children and you abuse them? That's like a cop who charged with taking care of the public ends up hurting the public. They have to be charged more because they are expected to be held at a higher standard. At least that's my thinking, y'all. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said.